Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. While we wait for life, life passes. The greatest remedy for anger is delay. As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. If one does not know to which port one is sailing, no wind is favorable. There is no easy way from the earth to the stars. It is a rough road that leads to the heights of greatness. Life, if well lived, is long enough. He who is brave is free. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. Fate leads the willing, and drags along the reluctant. No man was ever wise by chance. A gift consists not in what is done or given, but in the intention of the giver or doer. It is more fitting for a man to laugh at life than to lament over it. Wealth is the slave of a wise man, the master of a fool. The bravest sight in the world is to see a great man struggling against adversity. Most powerful is he who has himself in his own power. No one can wear a mask for very long. One of the most beautiful qualities of true friendship is to understand and to be understood. It is not the man who has too little who is poor, but the one who hankers after more. He suffers more than necessary, who suffers before it is necessary. Time heals what reason cannot. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. One must bear what cannot be changed. Associate with people who are likely to improve you. It is not how much we have, but how much we enjoy, that makes happiness. Drunkenness is nothing but voluntary madness. True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future. Remember that pain has this most excellent quality. If prolonged, it cannot be severe, and if severe, it cannot be prolonged. The mind that is anxious about the future is miserable. He who fears death will never do anything worth of a man who is alive. You act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire. Consult your friend on all things, especially on those which respect yourself. He who has great power should use it lightly. Religion is regarded by the common people as true, by the wise as false, and by rulers as useful. We are always complaining that our days are few, and acting as though there would be no end of them. To wish to be well is a part of becoming well. Anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it. The way to wickedness is always through wickedness. Enjoy present pleasures in such a way as not to injure future ones. What difference does it make how much you have? What you do not have amounts to much more. A sword never kills anybody, it is a tool in the killer's hand. To be even-minded is the greatest virtue. We cease to be so angry once we cease to be so hopeful. Fire tests gold, suffering tests brave men. He who seeks wisdom is a wise man, he who thinks he has found it is mad. If you live in harmony with nature, you will never be poor. If you live according what others think, you will never be rich. Nothing, to my way of thinking, is a better proof of a well-ordered mind than a man's ability to stop just where he is and pass some time in his own company. The sun also shines on the wicked. It is the power of the mind to be unconquerable. To be everywhere is to be nowhere. Sometimes even to live is an act of courage. The mind unlearns with difficulty what it has long learned. No man is crushed by misfortune unless he has first been deceived by prosperity. Life is long if you know how to use it. It is a great thing to know the season for speech and the season for silence. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. Nothing is burdensome if taken lightly, and nothing need arouse one's irritation so long as one doesn't make it bigger than it is by getting irritated. Live among men as if God beheld you, speak to God as if men were listening. They lose the day in expectation of the night, and the night in fear of the dawn. No evil propensity of the human heart is so powerful that it may not be subdued by discipline. To wish to be well is a part of becoming well. We should every night call ourselves to an account. What infirmity have I mastered today? What passions opposed? What temptation resisted? What virtue acquired? No man is free who is a slave to the flesh. It is of course better to know useless things than to know nothing. A happy life is one which is in accordance with its own nature.